All right, hey everyone, it's Bret Gregory, and I'm really excited for this interview here. We're with Nick Unsworth, who is is it president and CEO?
And founder.
President, CEO, and founder of Life on Fire, teaching entrepreneurs how to set their businesses ablaze with online marketing. And I'm really excited to have you here because I started seeing your ads on Facebook in 2010. And so to have you here now is a real honor and a pleasure. So thank you for being with us.
Absolutely. It all comes back to the authority and the brand positioning that the ads create. It's funny that just in the course of a couple of years, all the ads can create that perception.
So tell our fans, tell our audience, who are you and
Cool.
What are you doing?
All right. So basically, I've been an entrepreneur for 11 years now. And so I've done everything. I've done network marketing in college and actually had some decent success. I then was chasing the dream and got into real estate at the wrong time in '07. So I've had lots of different types of businesses, local businesses. And basically what ended up happening is that I found myself with a business that failed. And it failed because I had invested in commercials and radio and print and traditional marketing. And the business failed, so I was like 30 grand.
And this was the real estate business.
This was technically a not-for-profit business called the New Perks Card.
It turned out to be not-for-profit.
Yes, yeah, it was.
Called New Perks Card.
The NU Perks Card.
NU Perks Card. And what?
So the way that it worked is it was a little card the shape of a business card that folded up, and I had 45 businesses in my town that gave really cool deep discounts to their places of business. So you're talking, you could bring in my New Perks Card into Grant's, a very nice restaurant, and get a half off a bottle of wine. You could go into your dry cleaners and get
So it's sort of like
stuff
a coupon card business.
Yep.
And it didn't work out.
It started off great.
Seemed like
it was an awesome concept
awesome.
Because when they bought the card for $20, half the money went to charity. So I had all the big nonprofits involved, and it was awesome. So it was a great concept. People were digging it. But what ended up happening is that when I went to market it, I hired an advertising company, and everyone recommended these guys. And they told me, we have your best interest in mind. So if you ever hear we have your best interest,
that's when a red flag should go in your mind.
That's when you know you're in trouble. And what ended up happening is I really didn't feel it in my gut. I was like, what about online marketing? What about doing social media marketing? They said, no. You've got to do TV, and I invested everything I had into it.
You said $20,000, $30,000.
Yeah. So I invested the problem was I invested more than $30,000, but I invested money. And then I ended up going into debt over $30,000 because of all the ads, and I just put everything on credit cards at that point. And the problem was the return wasn't there, and that seemed normal to people, that you were not getting a return on your investment, that you could put in $30,000 and I came back out with like a couple $1,000s of card sales. It was insane.
And this is normal to the advertising agencies,
yes.
the traditional advertising agencies who don't know how to measure ROI.
Exactly.
And ROI is really hard to measure in traditional advertising to begin with.
Exactly. So that to me was so disgusting that you could put so much money in and be that far negative that I decided there has to be a better way. So what do? I go and I start investing into any information product I could get my hands on. So I was learning.
So you sent yourself to school.
Oh yeah, I sent myself to school.
Nick Unsworth University.
Yeah.
And you got program after program.
I bought everything. I was every guru's best friend, and and it was great because I learned a ton, right? So I learned about Facebook marketing, I learned about Google and PPC and online marketing, you name it. I mean, I learned a ton of stuff.
Well, this is really interesting because one thing that I always thought was fascinating is in college, there is really no college course out there called How to Make Money.
Right.
But you set out to do just that, to learn how to make money.
Exactly.
And here you are.
And so from that experience, $20,000 later, so now I've got the 30, then I've got the additional 20 on the schooling there, and so now I'm 50 grand in the hole. And for the very first time in my life, I literally didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. I had to cover $3,500 a month because at that time, they doubled they doubled my interest rates.
Sure, $50,000 of credit card debt is a big anchor around your neck there. Yeah.
My rent was only $500.
Right.
So I mean, there's a lot of interest, and so I ended up up against the wall. So I think the big thing that I did was I actually made a decision. And the decision was, I need to pick something. I've studied all this stuff, And I've learned so much, but I need to make a decision on one thing. And I'll never forget Eben Pagan always saying, you have to narrow your niche. So instead of being the social media guy or the online marketing guy, I became the Facebook marketing expert. And I had friends saying, you know, who do you think you are? You know, so you're just going to call yourself a Facebook marketing expert. And I said, dude, I've spent over $20,000 in this education, and the one thing that I know is that I don't need to work with people that know more than me. It's as simple as I'm an expert to people that know less than I do. And that's all I set out to do, is I want to work with people that know less than me.
This is a really important lesson for all of our listeners out there. All you need to do to be an expert is know a little more than everybody else, which can be done by reading 3 books. It can be done by taking 1 online course or 1 or 2.
You don't need to spend 20 grand.
Yeah, that's right.
You could hang with Bret for a weekend and you're good.
That's right. So then where are you now? So you went through the process, you were $50,000 in debt, and then...
So that was the turning point, is making the decision and just literally becoming an expert in Facebook marketing. And then I had to cover, in a 30-day period, I had to cover $3,500 because I had to pay my bills, right? So I do the only thing, I do what I figured was going to bring the money the fastest. I went to a local BNI.
What is a BNI for those who don't know?
BNI meeting is it's a local networking meeting where you pass referrals amongst each other.
Networking meetings. Some people call those LaTip groups, things like that.
Yep.
Okay.
So I walked in there and basically shared what I did, and that was a great source of getting some leads. And then I ran Facebook ads. And what was crazy is that by doing both the local and the Facebook advertising, I started building my email list that very first month, and I started giving away 1-hour consultations. And I figured that if anyone that puts in their email address, I'm willing to give you an hour of my time to coach you on how to do a Facebook marketing strategy. So I just got myself in front of prospects. I started converting those sales, and by the end of the first month, I made over $5,000. So paid my bills.
That's amazing. And so I just want to recap this because there was a couple of really important things you said. First off, how did you get the traffic in? It was Facebook ads, correct?
Yep.
And so all of your traffic came from Facebook ads. But then for all of our listeners
less than $100, by the way.
Oh, okay, that's important. $100 in Facebook ads to make the ultimate return of $5,000 in sales. But the value that you gave to your customers is something that any of our listeners can do. A 1-hour free consultation of your time. And whether it's a half hour or an hour, that's value because of the knowledge that you have.
Absolutely. And I'm actually, 3.5 years later, I'm actually using the exact same model with 15-minute consultations. But to get back to that point of the story is that when I turned that corner and got those appointments and created those sales, a very amazing thing also happened. And I feel blessed that it happened with me, but everyone that I'm coaching, people that take the action and implement the strategies, I see it happen for them too. And what happened was I started to build authority in that industry as a Facebook marketing expert. So because I ran ads, when people start to see your face on Facebook on the right side or in these now promoted posts and things, people start to perceive that, wow, I'm seeing you everywhere, right? They start to perceive you as an expert. It's like being the author of a book. You create that perception. And the best way I can explain this is that within that first 30 days, I get a phone call from a guy named Quincy. And he calls me up and he's like, hey, I'd like to speak to Nick Unsworth. And I was like, yeah, this is me, And I would have thought you had a receptionist or something.
A big fancy system, lots of big team.
Meanwhile, I'm in a duplex,
just
crummy,
you, right?
Yeah, I'm in this small bedroom in a working out of this little desk, and I'm like, how can I help you? And he's like, well, we've got this big technology conference coming up in Honolulu, and we'd like you to be the keynote speaker.
Wow!
So
keynote speaker.
Yeah, and I.
And it was for Facebook marketing specifically.
Yeah, and I hated public speaking. I got nervous even at my BNI meetings to say my own name, and but I just sat there and I said, you know what? This is it's uncomfortable even thinking about this because I don't know what I'm going to do or say. But anytime you're uncomfortable, that's where you're about to grow. And I was like, you know what? And I said, well, yeah, it sounds great, but how much am I going to get for it? And then. It wasn't crazy money, but I got paid to go there, and they paid for all my expenses.
Free trip to Hawaii.
Get to
speak, and you get to build your brand in the process.
Exactly.
And it all started with Facebook ads.
Yeah, and it was because it was as simple as running an ad on Facebook that said, "What do you think of my new page?" Imagine.
What do you think of my
new
page?
right? So everyone's
Simple.
trying to sell in these ads, right? Everyone's trying to do these things that are marketing tactics and selling. And I was just being friendly because people are on Facebook to interact with their friends and family.
To make friends.
And I was being a friendly guy. I was a picture of my own head. What do you think of my new page? And I targeted chief marketing officers.
Great.
Right? So that little funnel led to lots of consultations, led to those sales, and led to speaking engagement. So the perception was big.
Well, that's a really great perspective because 99.9% of Facebook ads are made by non-professional marketing people. And so the fact that you were able to come up with a formula of an ad that worked really well, it built your brand, got your customers at the same time, and put you on a stage was amazing.
And the great thing is the strategy was just being friendly. You know what I mean? It was like forget
strategy.
marketing. The more you actually know about marketing, the more it's going to hinder you.
Right.
And it's like just be you and be friendly. And that was one of the things. Now, granted, we do have steps and tactics and things like that, but that was one of the things that helped is just being personable.
Well, I think those underlying fundamentals are always the most important thing.
Yeah.
All right, so you started your business with Facebook ads with just $100 a month.
Yep. $100 a month, and the great thing is that anybody can do that. Anyone can dive in and get that rolling. And all I did was I made some money, and I would take it and invest it back in the business. So every month I was just ramping up that budget, and I was able to build my email list for my Nick Unsworth brand to over 10,000 people. Sold a business and built a new company named Smash It Social. We built an email list to over 15,000 people, and that happened just through Facebook advertising because ads to building your list is the fastest way you can build that list and authority.
And so you went from just $100 a month, which really anybody out there can do. And if you don't have it, you could borrow it. I mean, and you.
I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Uncle Discover definitely. He didn't want to, but.
Right, and so you were able to build your list to over 10,000 fans. You had 10,000 email addresses, and then you were able to convert those into sales, and then you sold that business, and then you did another business. And what was the total sales over 3 years?
Over the course of 3 years, and it's about at this point like a couple months, but we did over 7 figures, so over $1 million in gross sales over the 3 years combined. And for me, that was huge. I mean, I went from 50 grand in the hole to just being massively successful within the first 30 days just by using the ads and traffic in the Facebook marketing. And the funny thing is people always look at it and say, well, what about Pinterest or what about marketing on Google and SEO and all these other things? And it's like, I don't work for Facebook. I mean, I'll do whatever is going to bring me the ROI. So I don't care.
Return on investment.
Return on investment. I don't care where it's coming from. I want to do what's hot right now, what's going to help make the most sales. And right now it's Facebook, so that's the place to be.
So there's 1 billion people on Facebook. So for everybody who's listening, your customers are on Facebook with or without you, and you teach how to reach them on using ads. So you teach entrepreneurs how to make money with Facebook ads, but what's the biggest mistake that most entrepreneurs make with their Facebook ads?
I would say hands down the biggest is going into it without any training or coaching or education, because you can lose your shirt and even your pants. You can lose everything, right? So when I say that I got started on a $100 budget, it's also, like we said in the very beginning, that I spent all $20,000 to buy courses and to learn from other people. So when I got started, I had a big advantage. So the big thing is that for people that are getting started is just learn from the right person. There's millions of people teaching stuff out there. You want to consider the source. You want to find someone with the right track record, but you want to get the right coaching so that you too can start off, at a $100 budget and ramp things up and do it the right way from the beginning. Because if you don't get the right coaching, you can screw a lot of things up.
And do you have any specific, just one tip or technique? Because there's 99% of Facebook ads out there are made by non-professionals, and I see the worst ads all the time. In fact, I'd say it's rare that I see a good ad. What would one tip be that you could give somebody?
I'll just do a couple quick ones. I think that one of the biggest tips is that you're targeting. So Facebook, the ad platform, even if you don't run the ad, just go in there, facebook.com/ads. Click on Manage Ads, create an ad, and look at all the different options. You can do everything from gender to demographics to age, geography. But the beautiful thing is precise interests. you can target people that like certain Facebook pages. The easy low-hanging fruit is to target your competitors. That's an obvious one. But go through and you can do some brainstorming sessions to figure out the exact places to target. Like what I did was chief marketing officers, right? So you want to know you're targeting. That's a biggie right there. And then the other thing is that you want to think of it as, how are you going to appeal to them to get them into your marketing funnel? So you're really not going from ad directly to sale. That's something that you would do on Google PPC, but it's not going to work great on Facebook. So you want to go from ad to giving them something of value, right? And the thing of value could be your coaching session, could be a strategy session, could be a free report, could be a video. It could literally be anything you want it to be.
I love the idea of a free half hour of your time because you don't have to create anything to do that. That's just available immediately. It's a free half hour consulting on whatever you're passionate about that best, that people are willing to pay for.
And the great thing is, it comes back to, like we said about in the beginning, about being an expert is, as long as you know more than the person that you're on the phone with. That's all that matters.
And you teach all these things in your course.
Yeah, absolutely. And just one little tidbit as far as the ads go. We have a great way to build your authority and positioning is to get likes. Now, getting likes or fans doesn't always create email opt-ins. So we have campaigns for both. But one that works great is, it's very simple. If you just jot down, click like if you love. So
and this is in the ad. In the headline, you would say click like. And then in the title, if you love?
Yeah, click like if you love.
Click like if you love.
And it might be click like if you love social media, in my case. Click like if you love baseball, right? Buddy Brian Moran that used that strategy did great with it. Click like if you love whatever your industry is. And that's a great way to get a lot of attention, a lot of engagement, and build up your fan base or your likes very fast. And you can bring those back into email addresses. So that's just one simple, very quick technique that you can use to generate a lot of buzz fast.
So I have a yoga business where we market Costa Rica yoga retreats. And so I can make an ad that says, click like if you love yoga.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Very simple.
Perfect.
Simple and easy. And then, there's a couple techniques I learned from you as well that we'll get into soon that are awesome as well.
Great. Well, tell us about tell us about the new product that you have coming out, Facebook Ads A to Z.
So Facebook Ads A to Z is, it's like the title says, it's a live stream event. So on the live stream, it's literally a live broadcast where we're going to have myself, I've got a couple team members that manage ad accounts. We're all going to be in San Diego. We're actually going to have a live audience, but we're going to broadcast that worldwide. And so the great thing is that it's completely free, and it's a 3-hour educational workshop, so that every single person that hops on, we're going to literally teach you A to Z how to build up a Facebook campaign, how to target, how to build a marketing funnel, because you can be the best at running ads, but if you're taking that ad traffic and you're sending it to a marketing funnel that doesn't convert and doesn't make you money, then it's still broken. So what ended up happening is, for us, is we were great at running traffic for other companies, but we'd look at it and say, well, shoot, you're not converting as well as you should. So we'd end up consulting them on their marketing funnel. So we just decided to put it all together into one free workshop where we'll teach about what a good Facebook marketing funnel is, how do you make one for your business, and then how do you create campaigns. And we're going to walk through a step-by-step process so that everyone can do it, because it's not that hard when you know what you're doing, and anyone can do it when you have the steps.
Well, this is a skill like any others. People weren't born knowing how to drive.
Exactly.
You had to learn how to drive, and so it was something that you had to learn at the time, and this is just another skill that anybody can learn how to do.
Definitely.
And so when you were talking about the number one thing, the biggest mistake that an entrepreneur makes when it comes to Facebook ads is they have no plan. Will they come away with a plan from this?
They'll have literally a step-by-step plan. We're going to have downloadable documents so that they can take that plan. If they forget something, they can take a look at the fast action sheet that we're calling it, and we'll have a replay available too. And so they'll have everything that they need to be successful with Facebook ads. And we're also going to be featuring lots of special guests. So,
right, which I'm on that, and
yes,
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. So register. It's Tuesday, July 16th, 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific live broadcast. And this is Nick Unsworth with Facebook Ads A to Z. And anything else you want to leave?
We do. We're also throwing in some crazy prizes too. So this is gonna be like a party. I mean, it's gonna be the closest thing to coming to a live event in person as you can possibly get. We're gonna like be in your living room on your computer screen. It's gonna be nuts. So we are gonna have some cool prizes. We're giving away Kindle Fires. We're giving away a big consulting package that's $7,500.
Wow.
And we're gonna have some just surprise prizes and bonuses. We're going to have some, we're not even going to mention who they are. We're going to have some really awesome celebrity-like special guests popping on. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Great. Well, be sure to register again. It's Tuesday, July 16th, 3 to 6 p.m. Just click the link at the bottom of this page and you'll be registered for Facebook Ads A to Z. We'll see you there. Nick, thanks so much for being on our program.
Absolutely, man.
All right. Thanks.